The Central Intelligence Agency, or the CIA, is responsible for gathering intelligence and conducting covert operations on behalf of the US government. But what happens when the CIA's methods go too far? In the 1950s and 60s, the CIA was involved in a top-secret mind control program known as MK Ultra, which aimed to develop techniques for interrogating and brainwashing enemy agents.
I was given a glass of Kool-Aid, and so were the other children. This Kool-Aid was spiked with LSD.
Unsuspecting patients using psychedelic drugs, sensory deprivation, electroshock treatment, and more.
In federal institutions and even people in the public were given drugs without their awareness.
But as we know now, MK Ultra involved illegal and unethical experiments on unwitting subjects, including the use of drugs, hypnosis, and psychological torture. The origins of MK Ultra can be traced back to the Cold War, when the US government was concerned about the threat of Soviet brainwashing and mind control. In 1953, CIA Director Alan Dulles authorized the creation of a program to research and develop tactics for interrogation, including the use of drugs such as LSD, which was believed to induce a state of suggestibility and lower inhibitions. Over the years, MK Ultra expanded to include a wide range of experiments on human subjects, often without their knowledge or consent. The experiments involved techniques such as sensory deprivation, hypnosis, electroshock therapy, and the administration of drugs such as LSD, amphetamines, and barbiturates. One of the most infamous experiments in MK Ultra was conducted by Dr. Donald Cameron, a psychiatrist at McGill University in Montreal, who was secretly funded by the CIA. Cameron believed that he could erase a subject's memory and rebuild their personality from scratch using techniques such as electroshock therapy and sensory deprivation. Cameron's experiments were conducted on hundreds of patients, many of whom suffered permanent damage or were left traumatized. Another experiment involved the use of LSD as a truth serum to try to extract information from enemy agents. However, the effects of LSD were unpredictable and often led to psychotic episodes, hallucinations, and paranoia. In some cases, the CIA even conducted experiments on its own agents and employees without their knowledge or consent. Despite the unethical and illegal nature of the experiments, MK Ultra remained a top-secret program for decades. It was not until the 1970s that the program was exposed by investigative journalists and congressional hearings. In 1973, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered the destruction of all MK Ultra documents in an effort to cover up the program's activities. The MK Ultra scandal remains one of the darkest chapters in the history of the CIA and US government. The program violated basic human rights and ethical standards and caused lasting harm to many of its victims.